One thing I see people get really confused about is the difference between sustained manipulation and actually truly being healed. And so I wanted to come and clear this up if you've ever had that question. So the human body is ridiculously easy to manipulate. So is the human mind, so are the human emotions, which a lot of us are far too familiar with all of these different things. But the human actual physical tissues of the body are also easy to manipulate. So most of the medicine that you're familiar with is manipulation-based medicine, because for a human body, the body will change and show you the effects of the life being lived. If you have to medicate yourself out of the effects of your life, then that is a manipulation-based technique, whether that be natural, whether that be synthetic, whether that is in that allopathic prescription-based model, a surgery, a device, or a natural supplement, an herbal remedy, a cleanse, a protocol, anything like that. You're still in the world of manipulation-based medicine unless the human being is taking massive action within their very individual life and their very specific dynamics within that to facilitate the outcome and the desired feelings that they are seeking, because that is actually what you're saying when you say I don't feel good or I do feel good. And so when it comes to this, you're actually going to have to change your life in a true way instead of just manipulating yourself out of the effects of the life that you're living. What do I mean by that? So we all know that people utilize something like alcohol. We'll just stick with that because there's so many examples. But so a person who utilizes alcohol in a social setting, have they really gotten rid of all of the hormonal changes, all the neurotransmitters, all of the personal, psychological, neurological components of what they experience in a social setting? Or are they just manipulating themselves through the compound that is alcohol? Are they manipulating themselves out of the truth of what they're truly experiencing? And so what is true is if you took that away and put them back in a scenario, right, would they be changed because they had alcohol the last time they did it? No. And we all know this, and that's why we get very addicted to the types of medicines that we choose, right? You're always choosing what you're medicating yourself with, which is most commonly what you're manipulating yourself with. And so again, if you put this on relationships, can you feel a sense of connection to somebody who's manipulating you into it? Absolutely, unfortunately. Does that mean that it's true? Does that mean that your body is actually going to produce the hormone neurochemical bundle that you would get if you were experiencing true love? They would be two totally different things, but you can actually kind of mirror the effect in a state of manipulation early on in a relationship. And so this is what the human body is, and this is the slippery slope that you get into when it comes to health and wellness or medicine. So what medicine actually is, if we want to use language appropriately, is medicine, how we're using it, is a manipulation-based therapeutic. It is manipulating your body and your tissues out of the true effects of your life. So if you want a true change, one where you don't need anything made by man, you're not relying on any practitioner, you're not dependent on anything external to just the absolute necessities of being a human being in life and what we have available to us all, then you actually have to get into your very unique life and change and understand and know the dynamics of you and it and why you are experiencing the effects that you are experiencing, and change it at the actual cause level. And so everyone's going to say root causes in the gut. If you've taken my nutrition class, you know that that is absolutely not true. You actually know how to change it too. But the root cause is in your life. And even if you want to reach back and go into traumas and childhood and all of that stuff, it's still in your life, and your life will show you these things. And so it's your life that you need to be studying, your life, you that you need to understand more than any of this information out here. If you truly want to change your life, you've got to know you in your life. And so that's a huge difference between, are you going to make a change that stays with you for the rest of your life, and those results will accumulate and perpetuate from that moment forward, or are you just manipulating yourself, subduing yourself, anesthetizing yourself We could go into the whole conversation of even like self-concept and people who try to get a shortcut to improve self-confidence and an improved self-concept through plastic surgery, right? And plastic surgeons have all reported on the fact that, unfortunately, that's not the case. And so it shocked the plastic surgery community, but also opened the eyes of human psychology to see some more depths to humans. So totally different conversation we can have at another time. But the truth of the truth of the truth is that there are no shortcuts to changing your life. And to change your life, you're actually going to have to feel what it feels like to change your life, to be in your life, to understand you in a true way. And then you're going to have to take massive action to overcome, to rise above, to go through, to feel, to experience, and to move through what it feels like to actually change in life. And oftentimes that's very uncomfortable. And so that's the difference between true change, true medicine, and manipulation-based therapeutics. And none of them are wrong. It's just we've latched onto manipulation-based therapeutics and called that true, called that the gold standard of medicine, when you're only having to medicate the life that's been lived. And so think about that. Think on your own. Really, a lot was thrown at you here if you're still here, but think on these things on your own. Make it make sense. That's my favorite thing to say in all things in life. Make it make sense to you. And then go into every corner of it. Is it true? Are there any exceptions? If there are exceptions, then how can it be true? And then really pour yourself into understanding truths instead of just compelling, seductive, right answers and compelling arguments. Go really look for truth. All right, we've gone way over on time here, but this is a very important thing when it comes to true medicine versus manipulation-based therapeutics. Again, neither are wrong, but if you're wanting a true change, you're going to have to do the change.